Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're ranking every ending across the Legend of Zelda series. Our ranking is based on how satisfying the ending is for the player, as well as how impactful it is for the characters.
Oh, Link, I'm home.
But before we dive in, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 20. The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords. We often place Four Swords low or at the bottom of lists like this. It's not to say that the game is bad, there just isn't much depth. At the end of the game, Vati is defeated, Zelda is saved, and the multiple Links become one again. It's a fun little experience, but there obviously isn't much weight to its ending. It plays out how you expect it to. After the credits, where the players get to stab at a bunch of fairies for rupees, there's one final scene of the Four Sword being returned to its pedestal. Since this was originally a multiplayer add-on for the GBA port of A Link to the Past, storytelling and emotional impact clearly weren't big factors. Number 19. The Legend of Zelda. So, how does something as simple as an NES game beat out a newer game when it comes to story and presentation? Well, we have to factor in what was capable at the time of release. The Legend of Zelda was as deep and engaging of a long journey that you could get at the time, and because of this, it feels much more momentous to finally complete it. After trekking through the grueling final dungeon and vanquishing Ganon, having Zelda thank us and call us the hero of Hyrule came with a sigh of relief and a definite feeling of accomplishment. Still, objectively, there isn't much here, so we can't rank it any higher. Number 18. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. Needless to say, Zelda 2 is in a similar situation as its predecessor, but its ending benefits from having a more original story. Instead of saving the princess from a monster, Link works to undo a curse put on her, keeping her in an endless sleep. And its final dungeon is even more demanding, leading to an even greater feeling of satisfaction when you beat it. Plus, there's a bit more fanfare to the final moments. The Triforce twirls across the screen. This version of the princess also praises Link as a hero, and there's even a hint of a kiss as it closes out. You save the kingdom and get the girl. Number 17. The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures. A spiritual successor to the original Four Swords, this game naturally also doesn't place a heavy emphasis on story. At the end, the villain is once again defeated, this time Ganon, and Zelda is saved. The Links become one, and the Four Sword is placed back in its resting spot. While it shares the same basic details with Four Swords, there's a lot more visual flair to it, primarily through the maidens performing a protective spell on the blade. You also get to see all of the game's locations in celebration throughout the credits. This makes it so the piece you've managed to secure feels more significant. However, there are still much more memorable endings to come. Number 16. The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes. The silliest entry in the series expectedly has a pretty silly ending. After defeating Lady Maud, Link returns to Hytopia and changes his outfit one final time to the Ladies Ensemble. Yeah, pretty goofy looking. But he needs this outfit to cleanse Princess Styla of the curse keeping her in a horrid brown jumpsuit. The whole town then gathers to celebrate the hero, happy to see their princess back as her beautiful, stylish self. The humor of the whole scenario is clearly what makes this one memorable, even if you don't get that same sense of life or death, fate of the world peril that comes with other entries. Number 15. The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, and Oracle of Seasons. Oracle of Ages and Seasons have similar endings. The villain is defeated, each oracle is rescued, and the lands of Labrynna and Hollowdrum are returned to normal. Everyone celebrates Link's victory with some really charming sequences that make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. However, the true ending is reached when linking both games. Onyx and Varen's plans lead to Twin Rova kidnapping Zelda in an attempt to revive Ganon. After defeating all three, Link once again earns a kiss from the princess, and we're treated to more lovely scenes of happiness and the key characters returning to their lives. It feels a bit more complete than what you see in the individual adventures. Number 14. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. A Link to the Past is the timeless blueprint to many elements across multiple Zelda games, including its ending. Once Ganon is defeated, Link is greeted by the essence of the Triforce, which grants him one wish. Of course, being the pure good lad that he is, Link wishes for the return of peace to Hyrule. Players are then treated to images showing the rewards of their good deeds. Those who perished throughout the story, like the king and Link's uncle, are returned to the land of the living, and everyone across the kingdom lives happily ever after. It's similar to sequences we'd get in later games, but since it came first, the conclusion feels more impactful here. Number 13. The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap. The Minish Cap is a fan favorite to those who've played it, and it thankfully sticks its landing. With Vati defeated, peace returns to Hyrule Kingdom. But speaking of fan favorites, what makes this ending a little more special is the inclusion of Ezlo, Link's companion throughout the game. The curse on him is lifted and he returns to his normal form. And before saying his goodbyes, he gives his creation, the wish-granting cap stolen by Vati, to Zelda so she can restore the kingdom. Monsters and signs of destruction vanish before our eyes, and the citizens who have been turned to stone are restored. Yes, it's another warm, everything is alright type of ending, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Number 12. The Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass. With Bellum destroyed at the end of Phantom Hourglass, Link is finally reunited with Tetra, one of the best versions of Zelda. But it isn't just her that makes this ending strong. Mostly, it's Linebeck. After spending the game being selfish and cowardly, yet still winning all of us over, it's nice to see him show gratitude towards Link. And when Oceus is returned to his true form and grants Linebeck a wish, his desire to forego treasure over the return of his ship, emblematic of his joy for exploring, takes the character to a new level. Seeing them all returned to their world, the pirate crew together again, and Linebeck setting off on another journey is just the cherry on top. Number 11. The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. During the climax of Echoes of Wisdom, Zelda must defeat Null to close rifts all across Hyrule, which have swallowed up citizens. She does, of course, with the help of Link, and we're treated to a heartfelt goodbye between Zelda and her companion, Tri. Although Tri is far from the first companion to leave at a game's end, Zelda's clear sorrow, despite her kingdom being saved, is touching. We then get a great moment of humor at Hyrule Castle Town when everyone is shocked to hear Link speak. Yet, even in the moment of happiness, Zelda thinks of the ally she's going to miss. It's this bittersweetness that lingers even through the credits with more joyful images that makes this ending stand out. Number 10. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
But courage need not be remembered, for it is never forgotten.
Many players have expressed disappointment in the final fight of Breath of the Wild, which is understandable. But as far as the final scenes go, they're still stunning. With Ganon on his last legs, Zelda finally appears, shining in all her glory to deliver the final blow. She unleashes all of her power and annihilates him. Having watched flashbacks detail her inability to awaken these powers until it was too late, seeing her win so decidedly is a wonderful moment. Post-credits, we see her and Link begin to set out on a new journey to restore all of the damage left behind by the calamity. It's a smaller moment, but that final shot as we pull back to the Silent Princess, symbolic of her, is a beautiful one.
I'm surprised to admit it, but I can accept that.
Number 9. The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks. Speaking of entries that make us love Zelda, the princess plays a major role in Spirit Tracks, and it's because of this that the game's ending is so strong. After she returns to her body and helps Link defeat Malladus, the duo say goodbye to Anjean. She, along with the rest of the Locomos, ascend to the heavens with trust that Link and Zelda can rule the kingdom justly. It's a pleasant moment, filled with hope for the future, both widespread and personal, as Link and Zelda, clearly harboring crushes on one another throughout the game, hold hands. It's undeniably adorable, as is seeing Zelda in a post-credit scene looking out at Link from her window with joy on her face. Number 8. The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Seeing characters go against what has defined them throughout A Link Between Worlds is what makes the ending so good. After Ravio is revealed to be the low-rule counterpart to Link, he convinces Hilda to see the error of her ways. This conversation sees Ravio show courage for the first time, and Hilda showing compassion even though her plot to destroy Hyrule would save her own kingdom and people. It's also nice to see this conflict resolved through peaceful means rather than a big fight. And as it turns out, their good deeds don't go unrewarded. When Link and Zelda return home to their Triforce, they use its wish to restore the one Lorule lost. This faith in each other ends the game on a wonderfully hopeful note. Number 7. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Despite the original version being much older than most others in the top half of our list, Link's Awakening has one of the more memorable endings in the series. Link is warned leading up to the climax that waking the windfish will cause the island around him to cease existence. Still, he must get home. Koholint turns out to be a manifestation of the windfish's dream, and as Link makes it out, everyone and everything vanishes. Although we're happy that Link makes it to safety, characters disappearing who all felt real, distinct, and wonderfully odd makes this one of the sadder endings. No matter which version you're playing, being left with these mixed feelings makes the ending much stronger. Number 6. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. The King of Red Lions is another companion we say goodbye to at the end of the game. However, it's a more somber scene than most, one of sacrifice. With Ganondorf defeated, the underwater kingdom of Hyrule floods from the sea surrounding it, as that was the king's wish to stop him at all costs. However, his actions are also those of hope. He yearns for a future for Link and Zelda, one that isn't tied to his dead kingdom and mistakes. So, it's a tragic scene as Link is pulled towards the surface and the king is left behind, but it's one that couldn't be avoided. We see this spark of hope take place in the post-credits scene, where Link, Tetra, and the pirates sail off to find new land. Number 5. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. The ending to Ocarina of Time is one of the most important in the series. With Ganondorf defeated, Zelda sends Link back in time to relive the childhood he gave up for Hyrule, splitting the franchise's timeline. Once again, we are treated to scenes of celebration during the credits, with Hyrule's citizens dancing at the defeat of the evil king. These moments, though happy, feel a bit unfair. King Zora and Mido don't dance with the others, since their loved ones have become sages and vanished. Link and Zelda barely get any time together, and the hero doesn't even get to celebrate with the people he saved. But a little bit of sorrow makes you appreciate the joy. It also closes out perfectly, with Link visiting Zelda once again to warn of what's to come. Number 4. The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. There's a lot to admire about the ending of Twilight Princess. It begins with one of Ganondorf's coolest deaths, which sees him go out with a sword in his chest yet never going down. It then moves to pure joy as Link sees Midna in her true form. And since she's one of the franchise's best characters, we're just as happy as he is.
You forget we built space. Hot for horse?
That feeling carries over to scenes within the credits, like seeing the kidnapped children return to Ordon Village. However, as we've already seen, the best endings blend happiness with sadness, and Twilight Princess does this better than most. Another scene sees Link and Zelda accompany Midna to the entrance of the Twilight Realm. She then says her goodbyes, shattering the mirror of Twilight, as well as our hearts in the process. Number 3. The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. With as dark and somber a game as Majora's Mask is, it's fitting that it has one of the happiest endings in the series. We first get a great scene with the Skull Kid, who is forgiven by his friends, yet still clearly feels shame over his actions. The mysterious masked salesman then departs while imparting some wise words, and during the credits, we see everyone Link helped across the game enjoying the Carnival of Time. Since their stories were all so personal, it's one of the greatest feelings of accomplishments the series can give you, seeing them all in such joy. Still, the game has one last gut punch to deliver, with the Deku Butler mourning over his dead son. As Link leaves Termina, the feeling of having completed something distinct to Zelda lingers. Number 2. The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword is another one of the franchise's most vital endings, yet it has more heart than even Ocarina of Time. With Demise defeated, he leaves the world cursing Zelda and Link to an endless cycle of reincarnation, and fighting a manifestation of his hatred, tying the series together. The importance to the franchise aside, the ending also delivers a scene of utter heartbreak. With her task done, Fi plans to sleep in the Master Sword forever. But before she does, she thanks Link for their time together, which has shown her true happiness. Accompanied by a theme so sad it reaches straight into your soul, it is a scene no fan has ever gotten over. The ending still has more greatness to give, too. Impa's death comes right after this for additional sorrow, and post-credits we see Link and Zelda decide to start a new life on the surface, showing the beginning of the kingdom of Hyrule. Number 1. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. The story in Tears of the Kingdom does have its issues, but as far as the beginning and ending are concerned, it doesn't get any better. With Ganondorf's demon dragon gone in an impressive explosion, Link gets help from the spirits of Rauru and Sonia to turn Zelda back into her natural form. As she plummets towards the earth and we as Link dive after her, it's hard not to get emotional. The context of him having failed to catch her in the opening, her having been a dragon for untold centuries, and the music swelling all combine for one of the most remarkable moments in the series. When she awakes on the ground, you truly feel relief to have her back. We'd be remiss if we also didn't mention the post-credit scene where Mineru's spirit departs, leaving Hyrule in the hands of Zelda, Link, and the sages. Other games have left us with messages of hope for the future. With its visuals, music, and the love we feel for its characters, this is certainly one of the more inspirational ones.
My friends, with all of your strength, stand with me.
Which Zelda do you think has the best ending? Let us know in the comments.